Hello everybody, it's Ramona here from Connect to Your Angels. Welcome to another weekly angel reading. I hope you're all doing well, all having a great week. I wonder how your week went last week. I had given you a challenge, so don't forget to keep your information or your posts coming so I can follow up and see how things were going for you. You can post here on YouTube, or you can send me an email at spiritualmailman@connecttoyourangels.com, or you can post something on my Facebook page, which is also connecttoyourangels.com. And just remember the 2 is the numeral 2. All right, so this is going to be the reading for April 15th through the 21st. And I'm actually working with a combined deck. Whoops. Sorry. You can see it's kind of thick, a little unwieldy for shuffling and such. It's a combination of the fairy deck and what else do I have in here? The archangels. I put the fairies in because they bring a lot of earth energy, and I'm still really hoping we'll see some kind of signs of spring soon. I know not just in Calgary, but a lot of other parts of Canada, even in the US, it's been a horrible spring. People have still had snowstorms and ice storms and all kinds of things happening. So let's all collectively put out to the universe that spring is going to come very soon, and I thought working with the fairy energy would help with that. So we'll go ahead. I will shuffle this humongous deck of cards and we'll get going. All right, so we'll pull 3 cards like we always do. If you're new here, what we do is we pull 1 card that represents Monday, Tuesday, another one for Wednesday, Thursday, and then another one for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm going to close my eyes because I don't want to influence what I'm choosing here. Okay, so very interesting. We have 2 fairy cards and 1 archangel card. So for Monday, Tuesday, oh, I love this. This is the Express Your Individuality. And I don't know if you can see on there, the lady on there is very expressive in her outward appearance about, you know, who she is and what she represents. And I'll just read you what it says on the card itself. It says, allow your true self to shine because you're awesome. And you are awesome. Too often we are very tied up and worried about that whole idea of what other people think of us. And I think it was Wayne Dyer who actually said this quote, which I love. It's, what other people think about me is none of my business. Basically, people are going to have an opinion of you anyway, no matter what you do. So, you know, all you can do is be who you are and know who you are, and what other people think, you know, so what, right? You know who you are, and that's all that matters. So this is the time, Monday, Tuesday, to express your individuality. Allow your real, authentic self to come out, because I feel like a lot of you have been holding things back, not speaking your truth. I don't know if some of you have been experiencing sort of recurring throat issues, maybe sore throat, scratchy throat, strep throat, all things to do with throat. And when your throat chakra is blocked, that's how it can manifest physically in your body. If you're not speaking your truth, not speaking up for yourself, that's what can happen. And isn't it funny today? I don't know if you can see this. I'll move it in. Today's reading, I'm actually wearing this beautiful pendant, which is all blue stones, which is blue is the color of the throat chakra to help you speak your truth. And the stones on here are, this bottom one is Larimar, the middle one is a moonstone, and the top one is a blue topaz. So there you have it. If you have some problems speaking up for yourself or speaking your truth or expressing yourself, you can wear some blue stones around your throat area, and those are the ones that you can use, the ones I've mentioned. There's a ton of other ones. You can pick up any crystal book or Google that. But also you can hum, you know, as you go through your day. You can sing. I sing up a storm when I'm driving in my car, and I sing terribly, but too bad. You know what? My kids sometimes are like, oh, here she goes again. I try not to do it when they're in the car so that, you know, I can spare them and my family. But yeah, put on the radio, sing to your heart's content. It's a great way to exercise that throat chakra so that you can speak up for yourself. Now, the other key thing here I'm getting message is Archangel Gabriel, who is the angel of communication. If you know certain things need to be said and you're stuck about that, you can call specifically on Archangel Gabriel to help give you the right words for that, to help you communicate, to get it out. so that you don't have to keep that stuff in. Too many of you are stuffing. You are, stuffing it all inside and keeping it in and keeping it in. And when you do that over time, you can have physical manifestations of that dis-ease that's within you, and you don't want it to get to that point where you are in a state of dis-ease, right? And leading into disease. So deal with it in more positive ways. Some ways that you can do that are, getting it out, just singing, humming, saying it out loud. You can write it down. Sometimes if it's a specific issue with a person, you can write it out as if you're writing a letter to them. Now, you don't even have to send the letter, but just the act itself of writing it out will help you get it out so you're not stuffing that in and keeping it in. Okay, so those are some tips, techniques that you guys can use to try to assist you with that. But really it's about letting your individuality out. Now, the last thing I want to say about this that I'm being poked to tell you is you budding light workers, and you know who you are, you know who I'm talking to. A lot of you out there are undercover light workers. Woo-hoo, you're cloaked in this, invisibility cape. You don't want people to know who you really are. But the world needs us. The world needs more light workers. They need people to help to raise the vibration of the planet, to help others come to, follow their spiritual path, to help heal, all those things. So if you've been sitting on the fence a little bit and not sure, should I move into this direction or not? It's a big, scary leap forward. Know that your guardian angels are holding your hand every step of the way, and that you're needed. So don't deprive the other people of all the wonderful things you can bring because you're worried about what other people are going to think about you. And I'll just tell you from my personal experience, when I came out of the spiritual closet, it was like, my friends and family were like, yeah, so we knew that's who you are. And, they were all accepting of who I am and what I'm here to do. And so, after all that, I thought, darn it, I should have done this way sooner. Why did I wait so long? So don't wait. Don't sit on the fence. If you've been getting those nudges from spirit, those pokes, this is the time to take the next step, okay? And you can also call on Archangel Michael, who will help you move through the fear that you're feeling and to know that it's going to be okay, all right? All right, so that was a lot for one card, huh? All right, we're going to move on to, this is hilarious. This is why I love, how this all works. Anyway, Wednesday, Thursday, what do we have? Be yourself. Hello, are we getting like dual or echoing messages here? Be yourself, express your individuality. Very much, they're really hammering home the point here. So I'll just read you what it says on this card. Again, I'll just hold it up. Be yourself. Beautiful unicorn there. All right, the situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. This is pretty much everything that I've just spoken about. Standing up for yourself. Here we go. Throat chakra, speaking your truth, talking, from the basis of your personal power. And again, power is one of those words that's very emotionally charged, and sometimes we have a negative perception of the word power. But it doesn't mean to be powerful in the sense of a dictator or something negative. It's your personal power of who you are and what you are here to do. And to do that, you need to speak up for yourself, and you need to, get certain things out. So it's okay to do that, and you're going to do it from a place of love, from a space of loving, heartfelt concern for other people. So putting that, prefacing whatever it is you have to say with that will help definitely, so that people will know where you're coming from when you're speaking your truth and whatnot. But really, this is interesting that this week, for the most part, because we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, is really all about being who you are and expressing that to other people. So that's very, very key for this week. Let's see what they say for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, these two cards were both fairy cards. Now we're going to move into one of the archangel cards. So we'll flip it over. And we have, ooh, I like it, healthy lifestyle. And this is Archangel Raphael, beautiful emerald green healing color. Some of you have been maybe feeling like you need to make a change, maybe not sure how to go about that. So it says, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. And so if you've been feeling, like you need to make a change somehow to your diet, and you're not sure what that looks like, then this is sort of that reassurance that you're on the right track. Doing small changes as well are still good and still can make a huge impact. The angels, you've probably heard me say this before because this is what they always tell me. They say, us in here, our humanity, we feel like to have any kind of an impact or to enact, healthful change, we need to make these huge changes in our life, right? We need to go to the gym 7 days a week, and we need to all of a sudden become vegan or whatever, like it's wonderful if you can do those things, but honestly, for the average person, that is too big of a jump and too big of a stretch to be sustainable, right? We might try it for a couple of days and then we fall off the wagon and then we beat ourselves up about it and then it just spirals downward. So we don't want to do that, right? But think again, like small changes, go for a walk, even if it's just 10 minutes, right? I mean, you don't have to go for an hour and a half. It'd be great if you did, but even 10, 15 minutes, if you did that every day or every other day, and you haven't really been doing much up until this point, then you know what? That is still good. What about adding in one extra fresh vegetable and one extra fresh fruit to your diet each and every day for a week? Again, that would look pretty good after that 7 days, right? As opposed to not having that. So there's a lot that you can do on a small scale that is still going to impact you in a good and healthy way. So don't, set up these humongous big expectations for yourself that you're not going to be able to meet. Start small. You'll be motivated because you'll see some change happening and you'll feel good about that change. So then you'll want to take it to the next level, right? Maybe increase the length of time that you're doing some kind of an activity for, or, maybe then after adding in that fresh fruit and that fresh vegetable, you'll want to experiment. Maybe you'll want to start taking maybe some dairy out of your diet or cutting back on wheat products and just experimenting and seeing how that makes you feel. Do you have more energy? Are you sleeping better? Do you have less pain and inflammation in your body? Those types of things. So experiment with that, but the key is just to start, to do something. Again, it doesn't have to be huge, monumental. Baby steps is what they're saying is the key. Okay, so baby steps, think little steps. Now, I do want to have another thing that I want to say here about the sleeping part of it. Adequate sleep is huge for people. We live in a society where we are wired 24/7. If you work in a full-time job, you know that you're expected to kind of be on call at every waking moment. And because of this technology, we're pretty accessible at every hour of the day. That doesn't necessarily mean we should be, and it all does have an impact on our ability to shut down and to relax and to get a healthful sleep. So some key things that you can do are you can actually work with Archangel Michael and ask for restorative, restful sleep, and he's really good at helping with that. But also, you've probably heard some of these things too before, not looking at a screen kind of right before in the time before you want to retire for the night, because that just really activates the brain. Some other things you can do are sleeping on your right hand side. There's a nerve in the right hand side of your head that when you put pressure there, it helps you to relax and to shut down a little bit. Magnesium is another thing that you can try. I think it's 300 milligrams of magnesium 30 minutes before you retire, or 30 minutes before you intend to go to bed, can help you with sleep. And there's tons of research that backs this up, so you can look into it if you want to, but it is scientifically researched. So there are different things that you can do. Now, the other things that I want to tell you, the angels are saying too, is to make sure that your sleeping area is conducive to sleep. If you have your office as part of your bedroom, I'm sorry to say, but that is a big no-no. Your bedroom or your sleeping quarters should be sort of your sanctuary. You should have nothing to do with work, with business, with any of that stuff in there. So especially no computers, no televisions. If you can even not have like major other electronics, I know you probably have an alarm clock, fine, but you know, none of the other sort of heavy duty electronics in there. If you have mirrors in your bedroom, not great. And I'll tell you why. These are some of the principles actually of Feng Shui, which is based on the premise that everything is energy, which we know, and energy needs to flow, you know, unencumbered throughout our environment. And when you have electronics like a television set, or you have mirrors in your space, in your sleeping quarters, that creates a very active environment, because what's happening is the energy is just bouncing like ding, 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 all over the place in your room, which impacts you, and you are just like wired. You can't relax. So removing those things from your space is, you know, ideal. If you cannot remove them, then maybe, you know, at least cover them with a sheet or a towel or something like that, so that that surface, you know, is not active anymore. And the other thing is to ensure that you don't have anything under your bed, because you want that energy to flow completely around and through and move, and not be, you know, stuck, like, you know, hit a roadblock the minute it tries to pass underneath your bed. So if you have stuff that you're storing under there, whatever, spring cleaning, folks, it's time to clear out the clutter. Get rid of it, move it out, find some other space for it. I don't care where, but not there. And that will hopefully improve your sleep. So that's my challenge this week, is to find out from you, if you do some of these things, I want to find out if that helps you have better sleep, because I know that's a big issue for a lot of people. So be sure, like I said before, you can post here on YouTube, or you can go to my Facebook page, which again, it's just Connect to Your Angels, and it's the number 2 instead of the word 2. Or you can send me an email at spiritualmailman, that's all one word, spiritualmailman at connecttoyourangels.com, again the number 2, and just let me know. I would love to hear how that works for you. If you are suffering from either insomnia, where you can't fall asleep, or you have fragmented sleep, you wake up in the night and you can't fall back to sleep, or whatever sleep issues you have, I want you to try some of these techniques and get back to me and let me know how they work for you. All right, so that's the reading for the week. Again, I wish you a beautiful week ahead. Let's, fingers crossed, we start to see less of Jack Frost's influence and more of Mother Nature. I'm hopeful, because tonight I saw, I think it was 7 or 8 robins in the yard just behind ours, so I was very excited. I was like, oh, robins, yay, spring. So it's coming. Hang in there, guys. And I wish you lots of angel blessings. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you here next week. Thanks.